Xbox Game Pass changes. You know, when a company does something like this, it's almost never good for us, the consumers.
Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today. And did you know that someone once ruined seltzer for me by defining it as spicy water? I just wanted to pass on that
I have no idea what seltzer is.
illness to all of you because I still drink it to this day, but I always think about it when I crack open a cold one. Now, more importantly, let's talk about Game Pass. It's finally happening. The long anticipated major changes to the service have arrived. Some people are very lax about it. Some people are up in arms about it. Now there's a lot of discussion about
As they should be. Because as a consumer, you don't want your life to get worse. It's the company's problem. Let them fix it, but don't let them put you under the bus for it.
is this the end of Game Pass as we know it? Is day one going out the window? Is this Xbox waving the white flag? Or are they prepping for a new surge of subscribers with Call of Duty Black Ops 6 arriving on the service? And in turn, they have everything nice and prepared and good to go for the new audience that will hopefully bring Game Pass to a new level.
Well, it definitely has something to do with COD, let's be completely real. But what are the estimates how many people it's going to bring to the Game Pass? I mean, that's a really speculative conversation. I don't think even Xbox themselves have a good idea how good is that going to turn out.
I've had some thoughts for a while. I've shared them a ton on videos in the past about potential price increases, the hows and whys of it. We've also talked about it a lot on Defining Duke, but we're going to round out that conversation more so here today. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into things, starting off with the initial headline, which comes from Windows Central Gaming, and it's titled, Xbox Game Pass is getting major changes with a new tier without day one games and a range of price increases. Now, this does fly in the face of a headline.
By the way, I love the fact that they just spill it out right. There's gonna be price increases. You know Apex Legends and their Battle Pass? Yeah, we made that thing cost double, triple, and have fun with that. But no, you should not be up in arms about Xbox increasing the pricing. Oh no, don't be mad.
Line from March 8th, 2023 over at Video Games Chronicle titled, Microsoft insists Game Pass prices will not increase as a result of the Activision merger. And it's here they write in a statement to the CMA, Game Pass prices will not increase as a result of the merger and certainly will not increase to a point that offsets the substantial benefits of Activision titles coming to Game Pass on a day-and-date basis, it wrote.
By the way, this is a long-going conversation that roughly started 3 years ago on this channel when we analyzed the sales of Xbox, the Xbox One or whatever it was called, versus PlayStation. And it was pretty easy to deduce that Xbox is going to be in hot water because PlayStation is just going to take over a lot of the market because Xbox doesn't even have any presence in Japan. The closure of that cartoon game, Hi-Fi Rush or whatever it was called, also proves that Xbox wants to get into the Japanese market. They can't. It's failing. That's why they closed it. People don't understand it. They just think Xbox stupidly closed something that made them money, which is not true. Now this is happening. Xbox is suffering for a lack of games because Xbox currently for this year and, well, probably the first part, second, and next year is gonna have like 3 games that are potentially good. Avowed, which is gonna be hopefully good. Doom, and there's a third one that was pretty good, but it's not a game that I'm gonna play, but it did look pretty good. And then you have disasters. Shattered Space, the Starfield continuation, Indiana Vogue Jones, and so many more trashes of that. Bethesda has completely offed itself in terms of reputation. No one wants to see anything made by Bethesda after Starfield. Elder Scrolls 6 is legitimately in the gutter to a certain degree because people played Starfield and said, wow, the same people are making Elder Scrolls 6? I do not want to play that game in that case. Thank you very much. This is a disaster. And a lot of other things. We have been kind of memeing that it's bad for Xbox, but these things are slowly compacting to the point where now price changing is happening. Aggressive price changing to get back more money that they're probably losing because of a lack of a player base, of a lack of a user base, a lack of a consumer base in general. Now we are officially no longer memeing. This is actually potentially really bad for Xbox. It is no longer a joke that Xbox is actually going under, because yeah, it seems like it could go. It was already set in motion years ago, and now now the effects are finally congealing together and creating the outcome. And it's bad. It's unironically bad. If you're an Xbox fan, you should actually legitimately be worried.
Wrote. This is especially so given Game Pass will continue to be constrained by buy to play. Microsoft went on to point out that it had not increased Game Pass prices since introducing popular Bethesda content to the service following its acquisition of the publisher's parent company ZeniMax Media, which saw it take ownership of franchises like Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, and Dishonored. Now, since then, a lot has transpired. We already talked
Dishonored also is a dead franchise. Dishonored 1, amazing game. Very cool, very fun, very interesting lore. Pretty good gameplay if you're into that sort of stuff, right? And then the next Dishonored came out, and it was, well, a pile of shit.
extensively about 4 companies shutting down. In light of that, we got a lot more information on Game Pass and how major additions to the service, say Starfield, managed to do really well with day one players. It sold really well according to Circana, but it didn't really move the needle in the terms of...
Oh my god, it's such a lie that Starfield's so good. It was day one on the Xbox Paths. People played it for free. No one fucking bought that shit. It's just reality.
Retaining new subscribers for Game Pass. And on top of that, we learned that exclusives are going third party to at least some degree. And then Phil Spencer recently confirmed in an interview with Ryan McCaffrey of IGN that they're going to continue to do that sort of thing. So the plan is drastically...
Good. It's really, I think it's really good that you can buy a console, whichever console you like if you want to buy them, and then you can play all the games. I hate this tribalistic stupid idea that no, Xbox needs to be better than PlayStation and vice versa. That's why we have exclusive games, and if you don't have the money for all the consoles, go F yourself. I don't like that idea. I think it's stupid, it's pointless, it's counterproductive for gaming in general, and you should honestly just play on PC and have a good time.
Changed since last March, but I think most of us, when we read this initial headline...
Listen, if there's not a game that's instantaneously on PC, 1, that's actually kind of rare, honestly, nowadays. 2, it's cracked in like 3 days of release, and you can play it for free on PC. It is what it is.
Knew that this was a lot of lip service, a lot of wordplay, where Xbox was saying, yeah, our subscription service, which when you look at Spotify, Netflix, Disney Plus, you look at them all, they all inevitably go up. That Xbox saying, hey, this isn't going to go up was a complete...
Disney Plus didn't go up. I have no idea what's happening with Spotify. I'm pretty sure that they have reached a certain market cap. So Spotify's probably not going up or struggling to even go a little bit up. But Disney Plus has lost. Disney Plus is not in a good spot.
Complete lie, just to get this deal over the edge so they could own Activision Blizzard. Still, not a fantastic look, and now we're going to get a full breakdown here in bullet points from Windows Central Gaming of what is changing with Xbox Game Pass, where they write, soon Xbox Game Pass for console will be shuttered for new users only. What that means is if you're a new user coming in, there is a new Game Pass tier for you, which we're going to get into. So let's keep reading. They say users currently on Xbox Game Pass for console will be allowed to maintain their subscription as well as day one games and the hundreds of titles in the back catalog. What this means is that if you are there, it is probably in your best interest to stay if you use your Xbox a lot, because once you let go of that subscription, which is at a lower value, Xbox is allowing you to keep it, but once you let that go, when you want day one games and all those extra...
This is a horrible strategy. You know what's gonna happen? People are inevitably gonna let go. It's unavoidable. You know, even if you're a gamer, it's not like every month there's a new game that you're like, wow, must play. No, there's like one game, a lot of Xbox. Again, I have been saying this about the Xbox Game Pass forever. It's a scam. You're losing money on it. 99.9% people are probably losing money on it. The only way you don't lose money on the Xbox Game Pass is if you're playing like 2 different games per month and you're playing them only for like a week and then you go do something else. And that's even being a little bit generous because those games all need to be like 50 plus. Otherwise, you're gonna lose money because the typical person who has the Game Pass, they one forget to actually cancel it after they're done. Two, they're maybe lazy to cancel it, so they don't care because it's not that much. And then at the end of the day, they are playing 1 or 2 games, and they have the Game Pass open for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Roughly in a year, if you're playing only 1 to 3 games on the Game Pass, in a year's time you have lost money. In a year's time you have lost money because, well, you probably have paid more for the Game Pass than the games you actually are playing. So the Game Pass is just something a lot of people are going to sooner or later figure out that they are losing money on, and then they're going to cancel it because buying games is better. Again, this is not a thing you can even argue with me. There is literally no argument for you to give against this. Because the reality is, if Game Pass saved you money, Xbox would not have a Game Pass. It's that simple. Why do you think Xbox is in the market to lose money? They literally are hiking up prices, boy. Of course they're not going to lose money. So if Game Pass actually lost the money, it wouldn't exist in the first place. It's very simple math.
Extra benefits that originally came with the console tier, you're going to have to pay for Ultimate, which has been moved up to $20. Let's keep going. They also mention here
$20 per month? Jesus. Wait. I thought it's $10 or $8 per month. Okay, well, so you need to play like 5 to 6 games a year to actually get value from Game Pass, and that is definitely almost no one.
New users on Xbox Game Pass in the near future will be greeted by a new Game Pass standard. This is more like EA Access, which includes Xbox's back catalog. And
so let me explain the new user thing. I didn't actually finish the thought. You go in as a new user and it's amazing, but if you stop paying for it, it's gone and you're never gonna get it back, which is a lie. They're gonna probably put it back in 3 months as an extra value feature that you can pay for already on top of your 20 fucking bucks you're paying them, which means they're just stripping you off even harder, effectively. Everyone is gonna get tired at some point of paying it, and when you have deals like this, the trick is, when a person stops paying for it, they are not going to renew their subscription because their renewed subscription is going to be either more expensive and not have any new benefits for them, or it's going to have less benefits and be the same price, which is both unacceptable for most people.
Does not include day one games. This will be priced at $15 per month and will also include Xbox Live Gold for multiplayer, now known as Game Pass Core. Confusingly, I agree with that sentiment. It doesn't include Xbox Cloud Gaming. Xbox Game Pass Standard is supposedly launching in September. From September 12th, 2024, Microsoft will only allow users to stack Xbox Game Pass for console users for up to 13 months using prepaid cards and the like, which will continue to function if you have more than 13 stacked already. You won't be impacted. So there you have it, the new tier for those who are coming in, right? Like we already talked about how Game Pass for consoles is being shuttered. So if you're a new user, subscribing for the first time, what tier is available for you? It's this new standard tier. You get pretty much the vault is how I would define it. So whatever's there in the terms of the back catalog available via third-party deals, that's going to be there for you. Day one Game Pass games, though, like your Starfields, Pentiment, Redfall, I'm just listing games out.
He's listing the best games because that's all that Xbox has.
Out here, Black Ops 6, Avowed, these things would not be available for you unless you ponied up the extra $5 a month. Frustratingly here, seeing this thing about prepaid cards and 13 months, all that stuff, highlights once more, it's really weird that Xbox does not have a annual fee that you can pay right now to get a year's worth of Game Pass. Now, I personally would never do that anyway, because I would want to make sure that, you know, there's value being added to the service consistently, and so I wouldn't want to commit that hard to a subscription service. But for some people, this is the only way they play games, and I think that's why Game Pass is still excellent. But I'll deliver some of my personal thoughts on that a little bit later. We have a lot more information to go through. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate will not be changed, but it will get a price increase. It will still include PC Game Pass, Day One games, and hundreds of back catalog titles, as well as cloud gaming. But it is getting a price increase. That new price will be $20 a month. Meanwhile, PC Game Pass is getting a price increase from $9.99 per month to $11.99 per month, along with Day One Game Pass games continuing to arrive on PC. You'll note the strategy here is remaining the same, just the focus on the platform has shifted. So Xbox has said in multiple headlines in the past that the console user base is not really growing. And they personally at Xbox feel they've gotten...
Yeah, we know, because it's not good. It's not great being a console player. That's just the reality of the world.
As many people on the console as they could to subscribe to Game Pass. So now that you have that base of 20x million users, now it's time to get all the money out of them, right? So now we're going to jack up these prices, and that's what's going to happen there. PC, however, is the next place that Xbox has wanted.
That's pretty accurate description, by the way, kind of.
To grow next to mobile. And PC has been a really big uphill battle for Xbox. Not because, you know, the games aren't there. It's because Xbox's PC app is frankly terrible. I avoid that thing like the plague.
And there's Steam.
And so that's why you see the price increases here are really soft. Couple extra bucks, still the lowest tier, still the lowest price, and you get Day One Game Pass still. Like, this is the place to...
Everyone at the end of the day on PC is gonna crawl back to Gaben and kiss his feet and underbelly and lips and everything that Gaben asks. Bethesda did it. Microsoft's gonna do it. Everyone will bow their heads to Gabe at the end.
To sit if you're trying to game on the cheap or get a quick game from Xbox, like, oh, hey, Avowed's coming out, I'll just sneak in a little Day One Game Pass subscription here and play Avowed for $12 this month. Like, they still want to...
This month? And what are you going to do if you're going to, you know, want to play next month? Again, $12? Might as well buy it at that point. Again, might as well buy it. Also, it's the perception of value. And this is literally the age-old question of renting or buying. And buying is always better than renting. Because this is, it's a one-for-one thing. Do you want to be a renter or do you want to own something and not rent?
To win over PC users, so you're not going to get price gouged quite yet. Game Pass Ultimate is going up to $20 per month. This has been widely debated on whether or not it's worth it, and my answer to this is it all depends on how much you use it. It is up to you. If you use Game Pass frequently, I don't think $20 a month is bad money for you to be spending. When the prices of games are at $70, you're getting Day One Game Pass games, and Xbox continues to flood the market with really good stuff here in Game Pass. I don't feel like my subscription is going to waste, but I also use Game Pass a lot. Now, if you're someone who I would define as an infrequent Game Pass user, you've had your subscription active in the background, it's one of those sub and forget it, it's convenient when a game comes around that you're interested in, but for the most part, you kind of dabble between all the systems.
This is why the average American doesn't have more than $500 in their account. Literally this type of attitude. Now, don't get me wrong, Matty has a lot of money in his account. Like, again, he has 562k subs. That's a lot. That is a lot of money that he makes. This video alone has, I have no idea how much views it has. Where can I even see it? Okay, 60k views. That, on average, for 1 million views, you're getting 5k. Manny is living the life, okay? He can afford to have an Xbox subscription, a Hulu subscription, Disney subscription, a Netflix subscription, a Netflix plus tier subscription, 3 different other dumbass subscriptions that he doesn't need, and 5 that he doesn't even know he has any longer. He can afford that. But you can't. I can't. And this is the most deceptive thing in America, by the way. And this is one of the things that really does keep America poor. The average income in America is what, like 30K a year or something like that. Now, obviously, 80% of that goes into paying rent because reasons. But the rest is still pretty decent if you don't need to buy a new washing machine or anything like that. So people just buy these subscriptions, these Hulus, these Netflixes, these everythings. You know how many subscriptions I have? Zero. The only subscription that I have is YouTube Premium, because fuck ads, obviously. And the other one is Twitter Blue, because reasons. And that's it. I have no other subscriptions in my life. That's it. Americans, though, they have all these crazy subscriptions, and then they like end up paying $200 a month for it. And that, if you're paying attention, is roughly 8% of your 30K average per year income in America. I'm pretty sure it was around 30K. Don't remember, doesn't matter. Depends on your state also. But yeah, you're effectively throwing away 10% almost of your income on stupid subscriptions. That is why you only have $500 in your bank account, and why I have a lot more than you, even though I'm not actually making that much money as you. Crazy how this shit works. And this is the trap.
You don't really use your Xbox predominantly. This is where I think those extra $3 can make a big difference. There was a price chart shared over on Xbox, and you'll see here all of the regional equivalents for the United States, where I and many of my audience are located. You'll see that the price has jumped up from $16.99 to $19.99. So a $3 price hike. For some people, they're like, I'm not bugging out. It's $3 and I still use this a ton. For people who don't use it a lot, I get this reaction because now that first digit.
But again, remember, all your other subscriptions also are going up by $3 and $4 and $5 and whatnot. And they're also worth it. Keep being poor. Keep being poor. I mean, it's your choice. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It has changed to a 2, and that can be mighty alarming. And it really has you call into question, like, how much am I using this? And I think it's fair. I think both reactions are fair. I'm sorry if I'm coming across like a fence rider, but for me right now, I think Game Pass offers enough value, especially with Day 1 Game Pass, EA Access.
Well, you are a fence rider. That's your biggest problem. Everyone knows you sadly as a shill. Even though I also consider Matty a shill, but he does have the most fair opinions for any shill, honestly. Like, if you compare Matty to someone like Juicehead, for example, it's not even close, boys. I mean, he's almost not even a shill when we're speaking about the comparison like that. It is wild.
All that sort of stuff, where as long as they continue to pump the service full of stuff worthy of that price tag, which they have been in my opinion, then I think it's fine. If they start to slow things down, then we're going to have a little bit of a problem. But right now, we know this is on the cusp of Activision games coming to Game Pass, and we'll see how that shapes up. Again, Xbox.
I wonder if Activision games coming to this means that Call of Duty is going to be off the Blizzard launcher. I'm pretty sure it's still on the Blizzard launcher, right? But if they want to get people more into Game Pass, they need to remove the Blizzard from the Blizzard launcher if they haven't. I haven't checked. I think it's still on the Blizzard launcher, but they really need to do it. And that's going to happen if they really want to push people into Game Pass, because no one's going to choose fucking Game Pass on PC over the Blizzard launcher, because chances are if you're playing COD, you already have a bunch of games on that launcher. That's a problem.
Saying they weren't going to bump the price, but clearly this is in preparation of Black Ops 6. And I'll just say that here and now, that's been my prediction for a while. If you're going to put Black Ops 6 Day 1 in Game Pass, you had to move the prices up. You cannot afford to lose that much money, which we saw was happening to a lot of their other exclusives. And this was all a warning sign for now their golden goose, which you can't afford to mess up. You cannot afford to screw.
This is a complete logical fallacy. The reason why they are putting Black Ops on Game Pass is because they think they can make more money on the Game Pass. Now, the fact that they are actually bumping up the prices, though, means that they're not maybe even sure that they can make enough money on the Game Pass. But yeah, Black Ops is getting put on the Game Pass because they want to make more money, not the other way around.
Up the economy of Call of Duty, because right now we just learned that the #2 best-selling game of the year for 2024 is Modern Warfare 3. And I mean, you saw the reviews for it, and this happens every year. So this is an unstoppable beast. Right now, Xbox is analyzing the situation probably one of two ways. Number one, hey, we can't lose out on money on our golden goose. Let's make sure that we're at least having people who want this thing day one paying $20 on console and $12 on PC. I think the other thing they're considering is, hey, let's set the new standard for potentially a surge of new subscribers coming into Game Pass. Call of Duty is a trailblazer. Can it bring them to a new level with Game Pass? We'll have to wait and see on that. I think there's a possibility, but I think the numbers in the past have...
I mean, the reality also here is, okay, let's imagine it's an absolute super success. Call of Duty gets put on Game Pass. Billions of people come and use the Game Pass now. Okay, what now? Well, nothing. As a consumer, you're still not gonna actually get value from this. Nothing's gonna become less expensive magically. No, it's gonna keep on being more expensive.
Suggested that the growth can come in spikes, but who knows about retaining that subscription? Time will ultimately tell. But what this says to me is that Xbox could be looking at this and saying, let's get these prices up now, because even if the subscriber mark doesn't move because of Call of Duty, which it undoubtedly will, but will it stay that way? We're still going to get maximum dollar from our current base, which is staying very dedicated to the service. While some have argued Game Pass is stagnant, we haven't seen a significant loss of subscriptions. This is going to be the first big challenge for them, I think, when it comes to will subscriptions stick after a big price hike like this, after changes in value propositions like this. We'll see.
Well, first of all, it's not a huge change, to be completely frank, which means that they are afraid of losing people. Again, there's this neat little thing that you get taught in pretty much any business course, any kind of business university course or whatever, and it's optimal pricing. Optimal pricing is not, oh, we can get 1 billion people in. No. You get as much people as you can, and then you start increasing the price, and then you see the people drop off. Because, again, easy example. What do you want more? 10 people buying your product for $10 each, or 5 people buying your product for $25 each? It's pretty simple. The 5 wins. Also, lower maintenance and all of that garbage.
See again, but right now the reaction has been interesting, to say the least, and we still have more information to go through here from Windows Central, where they write, Xbox Game Pass Core, or Xbox Live Gold Multiplayer, gets an annual, specifically annual, price increase to $74.99 per year from $59.99, but will remain $10 per month. As I already showed you, the price changes are global. You can view them all on screen right now, but it's listed here in the article. And for users with recurring billing, the new prices will take effect on September 12th, 2024, giving you time to cancel.
Okay, I think this is pretty much honestly it. Now, Xbox could kind of get it out, be good and whatnot if they do this crazy thing, actually, make good games. But considering 9 out of 10 new things that they design is woke shit, yeah, I have not a lot of hopes for them. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's not like Xbox is going to just die in 1 year, but all of these things, all of these changes is a 100% telltale sign if you have ever done any kind of things with budgeting or quarterly reports in a big business, then you just know, oh yeah, this is not looking good. Your fucking McDonald's pleb opinions, oh, you don't understand it. Well, why are you working at McDonald's if I don't understand? Go be a business analyst. I was. Loser. Anyway, this is Squizzer Said. That was Maddie. Bye.